truly one of the most stunning birds that we see out here. Massive birds as well. They probably 1.40 meters or something like that, head to toe. In other words, they would be almost shoulder height for a sort of medium-sized human. Oh, look at that. Big wings, beautiful birds when they're flying. We saw one this morning flying when we were driving around. Always looks a little bit prehistoric when you see massive birds like this in flight. This, of course, is a stork, more specifically called a saddle-billed stork. And again, to be more specific again, this is a male and a female. Now have a close look. This is a bit like, spot the difference. I know the one bird is hiding behind the other one at the moment, but I don't want to move because they've actually stayed. They didn't fly away, so we've got a great view. So we'll just wait a bit. As soon as they move slightly, that we can see them more separate from each other. Have a close look and see if you can see any differences between the two of them. In fact, you might even see it already. Keep a close eye on it. Perhaps you notice something. Both birds have got the beautiful coloration on the bodies, what you call aposematic coloration, sort of very vivid black and white markings, very stark markings. Bit of red on the legs, obviously the beak where the name derives from, saddle-billed stork. But you can actually see the difference between male and female quite easily. I'm sure maybe one or two of you have chatted about it on the Twitter feeds or the chat. Which reminds me, if you haven't been on many drives with us before, you're welcome to ask questions, or if you've maybe seen the difference and you know which one is the male and which one is the female and you want to let us know, you can use the hashtag #SafariLive for a tweet or an email as well, questions@WildEarth, but the tweet is sort of where the conversations is happening. Grooming is a very important part of daily routine for any animal. Us as well, humans, it's important to keep ourselves clean, important for health, other different reasons as well. And animals, especially birds, spend a lot of time grooming and preening the feathers, making sure everything exactly where it should be. It's a bit like your sort of pre-flight checks before you fly from Europe to Africa or America to Africa or something. You want to make sure that everything that needs to move and open and close when you're flying is working. You don't want to be halfway across the ocean and then realize, oh, I forgot to check that thing. And the same with birds. They want to make sure their feathers are in tip-top condition, neat and healthy, because that's important for the flight. They even oil, or they even groom the feathers as well, and oil is maybe the easiest way to explain it. They've got what's called a preening gland. Most birds, you'll see it when they're busy grooming themselves. Every now and again, just putting their beak sort of on the back between the shoulder blades, or between the wing blades, so to speak. And they get a little bit of like an oily substance from there that they use. I think you might have noticed what I'm mentioning by now. The bird on the left, which would be the female, she's got the yellow around the eye. I think we're close enough to see that. We will try and get closer, but they might fly. I think we've just had some good feedback regarding the same point as well. For those of you that spotted it, thank you for letting us know. It's fork-tailed drongo, Montengo in Shangaan, one of my favorite birds out here. Great characters. I mean, they take on everything from eagles to snakes to mongoose and so on. And just telling the stork there that they're in the way, telling them, get out of the way, get away from my place. for giving us feedback there. Renee, Simon, and Rosie, you guys spotted the eye difference, or the difference in the eyes. Let's just get a bit closer again. They're normally a little bit shy birds, so you can't get too close to them. And they're obviously catching all kinds of things, storks. And these guys are around water areas often, so they will be catching little fish and frogs and things like that, but they'll also catch insects. I mean, anything really that makes for a good meal. And obviously, just judging by those legs, they can walk quite deep into the water without having to worry too much about if they need to swim or not. So they hunt in everything from the edge of the water to about sort of 2 feet, 2.5 feet deep water. Lovely setting. Gowrie Woodall from a different view. I think actually we might as well just continue around the edge here. As we heard from the waterhole camera, lots of elephant activity last night. You can see just looking at the texture around the edge here, lots of sort of flattened sand, ellies and all kinds of other animals that come and drink. Let's have a quick look at this heron as well, just while we've got such beautiful light on him. Oh, he's going to fly away a little bit. Storks still walking around. I'm going to try and go around them. In fact, maybe we should just we'll go up the side here. We'll go up the right-hand edge. Also notice there, Georgianne, if I'm getting the name right, that the male has a bit of a wattle under his beak. Well spotted. We're going to leave the storks to stalk around some more. And I want to go check the little waterhole on the other side as well. There's another small waterhole onto the other camp, and quite often the elephants like to drink there because it's a water that gets pumped water as well, so it's nice clean water. We'll have a look there, and then I think we'll be heading down towards Treehouse Dam.